Hello po mga kababayan, si Dante Maravillas, Bicolano vlogger, broadcast journalist from Albay. So, bigyan ko kayo ng mga updates mga kababayan sa ginagawa ng DPWH para sa kanilang clean up crew. Ayan o. Vince Dizon assembles clean up crew. Generals, lawyers, ex-airport chief, join DPWH. So ito yung ipapalit mga kababayan ni Secretary Vince Dizon doon sa mga pinasubmit niya. Actually yung nag-utos po yung ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos na mag-submit ng courtesy resignation. Lahat ng mga opisyal other than siyempre si Secretary Dizon na kanyang nilagay na kapalit ni Bonoan. Top to bottom, reshuffle mga kababayan. At yung mga napatunayan talagang sangkot tulad nung tatlong mga district engineers po, nauna na pong sinibak at kakasuhan po sa ombudsman. Siyempre, dadaan sa due process. Ganon yan po mga kababayan. So, kailangan bigyan natin ng commendation itong efforts na to ng ating gobyerno. Kasi sabi nga natin po, wala man pong presidente na gumawa nito. Dekada ang anomalya sa mga flood control projects noon pang panahon ng mga Dilawan hanggang kay Digong hanggang ngayon. Pero yung mga past presidents po, including Noynoy Aquino, wala man po silang aksyon na ginawa na tulad nito. Lalo na po si Digong. Wala sila na ginawang aksyon. Pinabayaan nila na mag-flourish sa kanilang administrasyon ang massive corruption sa DPWH. Kaya wala silang karapatan na mag-akusa ng mag-akusa. Sila po remiss sa kanilang duty. The remiss of their duties mga kababayan. Kaya sabi po ni Vince Dizon, this is unprecedented. Yun ba talaga po ang totoo? Kaya huwag kayong nagmamalinis. Yung mga lahat na mga nasa yung previous administrations po. So sabi dito sa report ng Politico News, Public Works Secretary Vince Dizon has assembled the insiders call, a crack team of generals, lawyers, and former airport executive para tumulong sa kanya na ma-overhaul what he described as the Marcos administration most corrupt-ridden agency at para makapag-craft ng revised budget in just 1 week. Kaya humingi po ng paumanhin si Secretary Vince Dizon kahapon sa hearing po ng budget para sa DPWH. Pag tiningnan ko niya, patian niya ako, wala akong maintindihan. Ang gulo-gulo ng budget niya. Give me 1 to 2 weeks para ma-review muna. Kasi ang makita niya, ang daming duplication, ang daming insertions. Worth more than 280 billion pesos. Yun ang kanyang na-discover, mga kababayan. Sa 800 billion plus na budget ng DPWH, ang dami pong mga kaduda-duda. You see? Ang sabi mga kababayan, 5 bagong undersecretaries have been appointed to the Department of Public Works and Highways. Ito ay sina retired police generals Arthur Ato Bisnar and Charles T. Kalima Jr. Mga abogadong sina Rafi Turgano, Enrico Bernabe III, and former Clark International Airport President Ari Perez. Si Bisnar capped his PNP career as Chief of the Directorial Staff, the number 4 position in the force. Before leading the Directorate for Human Resource and Doctrine Development, he also served as Quezon City Police District Director and Head of the PNP Retirement and Benefits Administration Service. Earlier this year, he was appointed Administrator of the Office for Transportation Security. So ito, siguro mga personal na kilala siyempre ni Secretary Vince Dizon. So kailangan may sarili siyang team. That is normal mga kababayan. Mga trusty officials. Lalo, peligroso po ito. Kaya kailangan talaga may team of generals. Peligroso ito kasi ang nilalabanan dito yung mga kurakot. Itong mga kurakot na to, mga engineers, district engineers, mga politiko na simpleng nasa likod, congressman, senador, ma-impluensya yan. Baka ma-compromise ang security, mga kababayan, ni Secretary Vince Dizon. Kailangang ayusin din ang kanyang safety, mga kababayan. Si Kalima naman, for his part, served as PNP Director for Intelligence and later as Acting Intelligence Chief of the Bureau of Immigration in 2016. he was embroiled in the Jack Lam bribery scandal but was cleared by the Ombudsman in 2018 for lack of probable cause. Si Torgano naman, a retired regional trial court judge, once served as acting president and CEO of the Natural Resources Development Corporation or NRDC. He also headed Wesleyan University, Philippines, and was publicly interviewed by the Judicial and Bar Council for the Ombudsman post. Bernabe meanwhile held the position of Vice Chairperson and Executive Officer ng National Police Commission or NAPOLCOM after earlier serving as Commissioner. So ito yung magsisilbing crack team ni Secretary Vince Dizon sa kanyang napakabigat na misyon na linisin po laban sa mga corrupt officials ang DPWH. Perez, who worked alongside Dizon at the Bases Conversion and Development Authority o BCDA, was previously President and CEO of the Clark International Airport Corporation, a former top executive under businessman Manuel V. Pangilinan. Perez was credited with steering multi-billion peso infrastructure and real estate projects. His early career included a stint as municipal accountant of Santa Maria, Ilocos Sur, and later as Commission on Audit Statement Auditor. Beyond rebuilding public trust, Dizon's top marching order is to slash the DPWH's proposed 2026 budget, particularly allocations for flood control projects, which lawmakers flag for questionable insertions. So napakaraming trabaho, mga kababayan, nakaatang sa shoulder po ni Secretary Vince Dizon. At ipanalangin natin ang safety niya. Siguradong may mga nagbabanta na sa kanya ngayon. Di ba? O kung wala pang banta sa kanyang buhay, baka may mga nagpaplano na, nag-iisip na po ng masama. Kasi multi-billion pesos po ang involved dito. At ang mga nasa likod nito, mga politiko, congressman, senador, at baka may mas mataas pa mga kababayan. Itong mga contractors na to, tapos engineers, mga fall guys man sana. Fall guys man lang, sabi po ni Jesus Palsis. Ato ni Jesus Palsis. Ang totooan niyang nasa likod niyan, mga salarin, mga politiko. O, di ba? Sabi po yan ni Atty. Jesus Palsis. Ano niya, Mr. Maravillas? Kumbinsido ka? Kumbinsido po. Sa tagal ko na po, mga kababayan, sa mainstream media, 40 years. Alam na natin kung sino ang nasa likod ng mga korupsyon na to. Kaya nga yung sabi ng ating Pangulo, maya naman kayo. Sinabi niya sa harap ng mga senador at congressmen. Di ba malinaw yun, mga kababayan? Palakpakan yung mga hipokrito. Ito, sabi ni Ping Lacson, bibigyan daw niya ng daming proof si Secretary Vince Dizon versus DPWH rotten fruits. Sabi ni Ping Lacson, Godspeed, Secretary Vince Dizon. My office will provide you with damning evidence against some low-hanging rotten fruits but will instill fear so that others will think twice before following their body samples. Sabi ni Ping Lacson sa kanyang post sa X ngayong araw na to. He added, and yes, I understand that your public service comes first in family, second. But maybe you can consider your barber as third or fourth priority. Levity aside or kidding aside, mind your health. Sabi ni Ping Lacson kasi aros hindi na masikaso ni Vince Dizon yung sarili niya. Parang hindi na natutulog, hindi na nga maayos yung pati yung buhok niya, hindi na makapag-pagupit. Tingnan ninyo, hindi na paparlor man lang si Secretary Vince Dizon. Parang biglang tumanda po siya.
Po ito, Madam Chair, Honorable Members of the Committee. Pero sabi po ng Pangulo, kinakailangan po itong gawin. At tuloy-tuloy po ngayon ang ating pag-review ng buong organizational structure ng DPWH without necessarily compromising the work that needs to be done and that needs to continue. At kahapon lang po, tatlo po sa mga kawani ng DPWH ay rinikomenda na po nating ma-dismiss at makasuhan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Bilang preliminary question po, I heard the good secretary mention earlier na he is subjecting or he is requesting or he is imposing courtesy resignations, top to bottom. Has that been done already or is it ongoing?
Opo, Madam Chair, ongoing po. Marami na po ang nag-submit. I will double check, but I think at least from the central office, everyone has submitted already. 100% na po. 100% na pong nag-submit. At we are now in the process, Madam Chair, in reviewing. But as you know, kahapon lang po, meron na po tayong mga tinanggal at pinadismiss. At makakaasa pa po tayong merong mga susunod po sa mga susunod na araw at susunod na linggo.
Okay, so 100% courtesy resignation.
Opo.
So lahat po ng mga kasamahan nyo ngayon dito, lahat po sila already submitted courtesy resignations. Okay, I have 3 points of questioning ngayon po. Although I have more, but I just have to choose because of the very limited time. 3 points po. Parang this is a supplementary question na binanggit ni Senior Deputy Minority Leader Egay Erice on the inefficient or disparate allotment for flood control projects. And idadagdag ko rin po doon yung preventive maintenance of roads. Meron din po akong konting tanong doon sa Foreign Assisted Flood Control Program na that was the point of the interpellation of Independent Minority Representative Ungab. And yung maintenance po ng flood control projects in some areas. So to start with the allocation, meron hong mga observations, and I think these are very valid observations, that the DPWH budget for public infrastructure is not going to the areas that need them the most. Sa katunayan, merong report from Malacanang dated August 11, 2025, na yung mga probinsya daw po with the greatest number of flood control projects are not necessarily the provinces which are considered as the most flood prone, based on the National Adaptation Plan of the Philippines 2023 to 2050, specifically paragraph 4.6.2. Ang tanong ko po, so gusto ko pong malaman, ano ang criteria ng DPWH when it comes to prioritizing the areas that napaglalagyan ng mga proyekto. Isa-isahin po natin. Sa mga flood control projects, how do you determine which areas need this flood control projects? Nakadepende ba ito sa need? Baka naman sa laki ng kickback. Kung nakadepende po sa need, bakit hindi Nueva Ecija, Metro Manila, Maguindanao, North Cotabato, Oriental Mindoro ang may most number of flood control projects? Meron ho ba ang mga batayan ito in terms of prioritization? Because that is very important para hindi po nasasayang yung pondo.
Madam Chair, if you allow me to be quite frank.
Yes.
I think, because I asked the same question, Madam Chair, when I came in. And to be quite honest, I don't think there is a master plan or there is a basis. So it's quite arbitrary, Madam Chair, to be quite honest.
So wala po, it's very clear to us. You've been saying that. Kanina po, nabanggit nyo na po, no master plan on the
None.
flood control projects.
None.
Nalam din po natin, the former Secretary Babe Singson actually merong ganon. And then, iniwan niya, pinaubaya niya sa the next budget, the next DPWH Secretary. But there seems to be denials here. So sa tingin ko po naman, dun sa mga kasamahan niyo po sa DPWH, somebody must have seen already that master plan. Pero wala pong nagpo-confirm.
Madam
kung
Chair,
talagang meron.
there is a 2014, I've been told right now, there is a 2014 study, a master plan for NCR and 18 river basins across the country. I think this is the one being mentioned by former Secretary Singson. Unfortunately, I don't think it is used as the basis. Again, allow me to be frank, Madam Chair. So this must change. Kailangan po magbago ito. At kailangan po magkaroon na ng basihan at hindi na po arbitrary ang paglalagay ng mga proyekto, lalo ng flood control sa iba't ibang mga lugar sa Pilipinas.
Okay.
May flood control master plan, hindi man sinunod. You see, nagsarili sila. Yan ang gustong ayusin, mga kababayan ngayon ng Marcos administration.
Thank you po. Next naman po, sa maintenance of roads, primary, secondary, and tertiary. How does the DPWH prioritize the selection of roads to maintain? Bakit po bilyon-bilyon ang allotment ng DPWH sa maintenance ng mga halos pare-parehong daan in the past few years? Ano bang klaseng preventive maintenance ang ginagawa po dito? Tingnan nyo ito pong sa NCR, specifically 2nd District Engineering Office, Metro Manila. Mula 2023, milyon-milyon ang budget ng preventive maintenance nito. 2025 GAA, 210 million. 2024 GAA, 34.5 million. 2023 GAA, budget nito ay 73.9 million. So, at may observation din po na in 2026, the proposed budget, Region 3 will have the biggest budget for preventive maintenance of national roads with only 1,177 kilometers of fair and poor roads, while the NCR, with the third largest budget at 4.2 billion, is only 334.7 kilometers of fair and poor roads. In contrast, Region 5, CAR, and Region 8 have the longest fair and poor roads at 1,461 kilometers, 1,353.5 kilometers, and 1,283 kilometers respectively, but have smaller budgets of 2.4 billion, 797 million, that's for CAR, and 3 billion respectively. Naku, nasa first, ano pa lang po ako, nagre-ring na yung bell. First point ko lang po yun. So, do you have the answer, please, to that
Yes.
last question on the maintenance of roads?
On the maintenance of roads, first of all, I think I've been informed that since a couple of years ago, I think since 2022 or 2023, medyo nababawasan po talaga ng malaki daw po ang maintenance fund ng DPWH, no? And it has been quite insufficient to adequately maintain. No? That's what I'm hearing. However, I think again, it's the same situation, Madam Chair, na wala po talagang prioritization talaga. No? Unlike po ngayon, for example, pinapaprioritize na po ng ating Pangulo ang Maharlika backbone. No? Yun po ang pinapaprioritize niya. In the past po ata, it's really, again, sad to say, quite arbitrary. No? Again, kailangan mabago ito dahil kailangan pong malaman ng DPWH, halimbawa po, just off the top of my head, kailangan pong malaman ng DPWH ano ba yung mga daan na talagang in desperate need of maintenance already. No? Yung pong mga sinasabi nyo, mga kalye na talagang parang napag-iwanan na ng panahon na hindi na nabalikan at hindi na na-maintain.
Ang ginagawa kasi ng DPWH, yung mga kalsadang hindi pa sinisira para mabudgetan. Tingnan ninyo, ang daming kalsada. Maganda yung pagkasimento. Sinisira nila, tug. Kahit dito sa amin, yun ang ginagawa. Pero yung sira, pinapabayaan. Kasi yung budget sa maintenance po, mga kababayan, kinukubra na lang siguro. O di ba? Ganon ang strategy nila. So sana mabago na ang lahat ng to, mga kababayan, with Vince Dizon na secretary ng DPWH.